podcast within itself.
Man, y'all know the face, y'all know the name. Y'all tuned into the world's greatest podcast, Talk Ain't Cheap podcast, hosted by yours truly, Mr. Cletus RealTalk. I got a special guest with me. As at this point, I don't know.
My mic is not even working.
It's working.
So why can't I hear your echo?
Because you don't have headphones.
Do I have to carry this whole thing?
No, you could legit move closer and speak right here.
Why did you start this without my permission?
Because it's my podcast.
Unbelievable.
I got a special guest with me. Yo, don't break my mic.
I want this out of here so I can hold it.
You can't. You have, bro. You're doing a lot. Just sit up and talk to the mic.
So why can't I get that mic?
Because you didn't ask for it. And at this point, the podcast has started. The podcast has started.
I don't want to move forward.
But you don't have to. I'm sorry. This is not your podcast. What's good with women, bro? Yo, please just introduce yourself, please. Let's just introduce yourself. Like, let people know who you are because you give me a headache. You're doing a lot.
Apologize.
I'm not apologizing.
That was not nice.
You haven't been nice this whole time. You have not been nice this whole time. So
maybe you'll be nice when you finish your drink.
What's your name? Where you from? Who are you? Welcome.
I don't know if I want to do this.
Come on, you already started. Hi. Go ahead, talk.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. What's your name? Where you from? Why you pushing me? You mad abusive.
Unfortunately, I live in the same area as Cletus. We're both from the same town. We both were born and grew up here in Staten Island.
Okay.
All right.
Welcome. What's your name?
Welcome. Thank you.
What's your name? Who are you?
My name is Sylvia.
Hi.
Hi.
Alright, welcome to Talk Ain't Cheap podcast. Like I said, I'm happy that you're here.
It's Friday. Happy Friday.
Oh man, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Tell them what kind of drink you have.
Well, I have some bullshit in my cup, but I am happy that I'm in good company.
That's all that matters, right?
I'm in good company. I think that's what we're gonna call it. You want to call it good company, or you want to call it that's all that matters?
I'd rather call it I don't like either or.
So what do you want to call it?
We can call this the infamous talk show.
The infamous talk show. Why would you want to call this podcast episode the infamous talk show?
Because I think we're going to get down to some serious business, some things that we need to unleash, some things, we need to cover. We've been talking about a lot today, and I feel like it hasn't been covered on the podcast. So I think it's time we let everybody know what we've been really talking about.
Okay, so what have we been talking about?
So we've been talking about mostly like gender roles in relationships, and from the information that I've gathered from you today,
I'm listening.
I think you are misogynistic.
Oh my God! I knew this was coming. I knew this. Y'all love calling any man that doesn't agree with you a misogynist. For all my women who love masculine men, they're gonna agree with me. And for all my men who are just in their own femininity, they're going to agree with you. So you're saying that a man who's feminine and in touch with his emotions is going to agree with me that I'm also you also call me a misogynist. Hold on. A man who's in touch with his emotions, I already stated, was extremely that's sexy to me. That's vulnerability, and okay. A lot of women love that. Okay, so I don't know what you're getting at here. What is your point? What I'm getting at is I feel like women. Well, I wasn't gonna say women. I think that you like to pick and choose how you want your man to react and feel and do anything. Okay, and you don't like to pick and choose how your women are? No, I just say that this is what you just pick any woman off the street and she's your woman? I say that this is what I'm willing to tolerate. This is what I want. Right, those are cold standards. But if that's not what you are, I'm not looking at you any type. I'm not calling you a misogynist. I'm not calling you anything outside of your name. I'm just saying like, yo, listen, this is Let's get past that misogynistic comment. I haven't called you that. I mean, you was holding it in. Because clearly we've been talking about a lot. Okay, so what do you want? Where would you like to start? This is a safe space, like I said. Go ahead. It's always a safe space. Always has to be. Shout out to all the safe spaces. Always. When you're talking to me, it's always safe. Talking to you is safe? I'm just asking. You think so? I do think so. Why don't you ask me if I feel like it's a safe space? You don't feel safe here? Fuck no. Fuck no. I mean, why? What am I gonna do about any of your opinions? I just know where the hell I'm located. It's not nowhere where I be at. It's nothing I feel safe about here. It's quiet. I'll give you that. It's safest, exactly. I mean, okay. I like where I'm at. I think it's relatively safe. But what do you want to talk about? Besides the point, why are we talking about the areas? It's fine. We know this is a safe spot for you. Okay. You feel in danger here? No, I feel that people need to stop projecting
their generalizations of what truth is on other people's, because everybody's experiences are unique and everyone's way of thinking is unique. And just because I may not agree with how you think, feel, and express, doesn't make myself or anybody who feels similar to me in any type of way a bad person or this or that.
Right.
I think everybody's
things like that is subjective. It's what everybody, right?
And that's all I'm saying. That's all I've been saying this whole day. I think that people should be entitled to feel how they want to feel, and if that doesn't align with you, that y'all might as well just be cool and be homies. Like, it's nothing wrong with that. But to try to, impede how you feel or impose how you feel on somebody and say like they're this, that, third, I think that's just not acceptable.
Right.
I think that's not fair, because if it was the other way around, we got names like misogynist and patriarchy and all these different. I'm just saying, like, there's all these different vernacular terms that I could use to describe that.
Let's not go against each other here. It's not what this is about.
The mic is hurt.
Oh, nobody hears me like that? I have to really
you gotta get comfortable. You really want this mic? I'll give you the mic. I don't care.
Here, take this, because I'm not trying to.
Let's pause it. Let me pause this. Okay, so where would you like to start this conversation at?
All right, so we could probably go back to where you said that you felt unsafe here, right? So that comment reminded me of the person you brought into our building yesterday.
What person did I bring into the building today?
I don't think we should bring up any names. However, this person, this intelligent man, a business owner, decided to open up some spot close by here, right? So if you're kind of people, right, whoever they may be to you, don't feel safe in this community, right? Why would you? What makes you think that person was motivated enough to start up a business here?
Because he felt
in
that
this unsafe space.
I feel like he's trying to do something that has never been done before. I believe that he feels that at the end of the day, because this is one Staten Island, this is one borough, that for the best kind of quality, for the best kind of business that he wants to conduct in terms of like the location, and not so much location, but the space, the amenities, the price, that he couldn't find that anywhere else. So for me, like I said, I'm not the one that decided to open the spot. I think that he is very much entitled to opening up a business like that.
So do you think it was a good idea?
I think his idea is a good idea.
Right, so okay.
But like I said, will it take time? Yes. Will it be tough? Yes. And is it going to have a lot of stigmas associated with it because of the fact that it's located in a place where a lot of people who are not black or accepting of black people frequent?
So now we're getting into racism, right?
I mean, Staten Island. It's a part of, like I said earlier today when we had a conversation with our coworkers, class and race are not mutually acceptable or mutually exclusive in the history of the United States. America was built on slavery. That is a fact. That is not something I pulled out my ass and said because I felt comfortable saying. No, it's just real facts. You could do your Googles. If it wasn't for the hundreds a year of free labor, the South would not have been able to compete, and that money helped boost the economy.
But let's not generalize, though.
But it's the facts, though. That's not generalizations.
The racism, you tied it along with the South.
I mean, even the North, they benefited from. Even the
North, but let's just talk about people as individuals, mindsets.
I feel like that's hard to do because you can talk about a mindset and what people are exposed to, but if you're going to talk about a mindset, you got to talk about what causes a mindset. I think sometimes people want to pick and choose where they want to begin their conversations, and I think that's just not the realization of it.
Fine, so you think it'd be better to generalize, this part of town or people as a whole when it comes to Staten Islanders, or when it comes to the South or the North, or when it comes to blacks and whites, or how are we generalizing this?
What I'm saying basically is, I'm going off the question you asked.
Right. What was my question?
You basically ask, if there's a certain type of mindset and talking about safety and safe spaces, why would he decide to try to create an environment where people who may feel unsafe will go and frequent? And I said that he may feel that for what he's getting in terms of the business he's doing, this might be the best option for what he's trying to do. Myself, I can't tell him he's wrong for that, because when I went and looked at the location, I'm like, man, this is a little out of the way in terms of what people are comfortable with the associations of areas that people are comfortable with, but in terms of reality,
who's people?
Black people from certain spaces.
So say that. Start being specific about
what for some black people or people of color who do not go to these areas may not be comfortable with when they hear it.
Can I ask you something?
Wait, hold on, real quick. Let me finish. But in reality, when you look at how the circumference or the distance between how far things are, it takes about 12 minutes to get there from the harbor. That's closer than trying to get to the ferry.
Right. Okay. So it's very close. All right. Besides the proximity, do you feel just like you think black people are not comfortable on this side of town? Do you think that white people are comfortable on your side of town?
I think so. And if they're not comfortable, then they wouldn't be trying to make money over there. But they make lots of money over there. They own a lot of properties over there.
What if it has to do with opportunity and not
comfort? I mean, in America, it's a capitalistic society. You should feel comfortable trying to make some money. If you feel the money is giving you the opportunity to be comfortable in the other spaces that you frequent. So you might not want to live there, but you have no problem doing business there. So when because people are comfortable taking money out of communities where they don't frequent, and they could live that way. That's business.
So do you think the white people who are owning business back in the north side of town, do you think they're trying to compete with the black people? Or is there no competition there?
There is no competition there. Because there's not...
That's degrading all black people.
That's not degrading all black people. I'm not saying that black people can't compete. I'm saying based on the conditions in which people have to compete, the rules aren't the same for black people and white people in those spaces. It's not as easy as being able to leverage certain type of credits, certain type of relationships, etc., etc. For example, he's having a hard time raising money, but there's a lot of white people that have no problem giving him $80,000, $90,000 because they either have the relationships, they either have the connections to banks that will just give it to them, or for complexion protection, which is a real thing.
Opportunities. That's what it comes down to.
It's opportunities, but it's also resource and access. And it's also the fact that a lot of things in terms of just what it means to be black in America.
So you're saying black people can't get the resources and the information and the connections that the white people can?
I'm not saying that they can't. I'm saying that they have to be either given the opportunity or the access or the space to do so.
Why can't they be given that?
Because a lot of that information has been taken out of communities where black people frequent. For example, that's why redlining is what redlining is. What it basically did was basically make sure that black areas or places that people who are darker complexion, which was also Italians at the time. So if you look at a lot of the old 1940s or 50s redlining charts, you'll see certain parts like near Tottenville where a lot of Italians who were looked at as black people, their areas were redlined. And basically what they said was like, these are areas that a lot of people of color stayed, and that because they're there, there's no opportunities for business to be had, there's no opportunities for investment, it's going to be very hard for these places to grow, that you should not invest in those spaces. So for him, his thing was like, well, it's going to be tough because a lot of those spaces either going to be hard to be able to build, or there's no real infrastructure in place. Whereas if I come to an area that isn't redlined and has a reputation for businesses like this to happen or frequent, and I can get it, I'm going to get it. I'm going to tell everybody that needs to know that a black person owns it and it's for them and it's safe, and we're going to give you the resources to do whatever you want because we need our own.
But that shouldn't be like a criteria.
But
that
it's
shouldn't
the reality of how life operates.
Unfortunately, it is, right? Like, unfortunately, that's how things need to be done, right? But
it's not the rules that we created. It's one thing if I sat here and made the game go like that. I didn't do that.
Who did that?
Them other folks.
Systemic racism?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You agree?
I agree.
We agree on something?
Maybe. Ta-da. Trust me, it's tough. Yo, it's really tough. It's very tough. It's hard every day waking up telling young black men that, yo, the way that you make it in life is by working hard and trying to create businesses, when the real issues that we have to have a conversation of is like there's biases in trying to get loans. And when it comes to fundraising, you have to try to either get it from your own people or beg somebody who doesn't look like you to give you an opportunity.
But why does it need to be that way?
Because
what do you think needs to happen for things like that to change?
Access, resources.
Access. Let's start with access.
Okay.
Give me an example.
access to capital. It is so hard for black people to get basic loans, credit from business.
Why?
Because, bro, people
break it down.
Because people like to invest and do stuff with people they feel that they can trust. And a lot of times it doesn't come from people who look like a lot of times it comes from people who looks like the people who can loan the money. It doesn't. It's like if you got somebody who doesn't like you don't know them, you don't really understand them, you don't understand how they operate, you don't understand their business, you don't understand anything that they're trying to do, you're not going to be super comfortable trusting that they'll be able to do good business. And that is, yes, in terms of the business, okay, I get it, but it's a lot deeper than just the business. It's the fact of the matter, somebody who's just like that, looks like them, they can believe has the same opportunities to be successful like them. So for example, if a 50-year-old banker sees a 20-year-old guy who's like, I have these dreams and aspirations and I want to work with and I want to do these things, they're not going to second guess it as much as a 24, 25, 29-year-old black kid that's trying to be like, yo, I have these ideas and concepts, but I need this much capital.
Well, we could flip the table, right? Like how likely are you, let's say you were a business owner, okay? How likely are you to hire a black man compared to a white man in your business corporation?
You want me to be honest?
I want you to be transparent. There's no reason to...
If I was in a position to hire, I would hire the person that could do the job. But I would also do the job. I'm gonna be
realistically.
I'm being real, bro. I'm not lying to you. I would hire the person I feel could do the best job. But I also might be a little privy to giving someone who looks like me an opportunity because I want to see them win.
That's what I wanted to hear.
That's fair.
That's what I wanted to hear. But
this is what I'm saying. But this is the difference.
So it's
wait. Let me finish. This is the difference. If I'm in a position of power and my entire lifestyle, my entire societal makeup has been people who look like me in power, that's one thing. But if it's I won business, it's different. If these people have been in power forever and have basically rigged the rules so that no matter how incompetent somebody is, because they look like me, sound like me, and they want an opportunity, they can get it, it's a little different than someone who's not like that.
All right.
That doesn't come from
I'll
that.
give you another example.
Okay.
You're still a business owner, okay? You're looking to hire people to work for you.
Yes.
One guy is a black man who has absolutely no experience but is willing to put in the work, okay, to get to know how your business works, right? And is willing to show up every day and do what he has to do. The other guy, now they're competing, right? Because they're both trying to get you to hire them. The other guy is a white man, okay, who has 30 plus years of experience, and you know for a fact, guaranteed, your business is going to expand and exceed if you hired him on the spot. Who would you pick? It's tough, right? But the black guy is your friend, someone you grew up with in the hood, let's say. Okay?
I'm listening.
Okay, and the white guy, experienced, multi-millionaire.
So how why the hell do you want to work for me?
Because he wants to work for you.
He
wants to expand his business. Let's forget why he wants to work for you. Answer my question.
Personally?
Answer my question. You have two people, black and white. An unexperienced black man, okay, and a 30 plus year experienced white man. Who would you pick? Seriously, who would you pick? Honestly.
In my business mind,
yeah,
I would personally probably pick the black man. Probably.
Inexperienced.
If he knows
absolutely nothing about business, investing, money.
If he's willing to do the work and showcase himself, I'll choose him. And then I would because he's wanting to do the work. That's something you can't find. He could be 30.
What if the white man already knows to do the work?
He knows what he needs to do, right? 30 years, that's great, that's awesome. But if you 30 years in a business and you can't fucking create for yourself and you're not in a situation, like I said, it would really depend on what that 30 years.
I was really trying to show an example of comparison. I know that,
but this is the thing though. The comparisons are always going to be different because at the end of the day, the dude who has 30 years of business also probably had 30. He probably had a lot more leverage to be able to do what he has to do. It's not as easy as
he still wants to partner with you.
I get it, but it's not as easy as
you're thinking outside the box.
No, I'm not. I'm talking to you as a real adult, as a real individual. It's different between somebody that's like, hey, I'm interested in partnering with you because I've been doing it for 30 years and my experience is intolerable. I get that. That's respectable. But at the same time,
you want more?
I'm trying to what more? What? The shit that you made? Fuck no.
What do you want?
I'm about to take your cup, and you about to switch with me.
Oh, absolutely not.
Because you're a horrible house host. But like I said,
I'll give you something else. Just finish that. You gotta finish that.
What I'm saying is
none of my drinks go to waste.
Hold on, I know that we grown.
Right.
What I'm basically saying is, simply put, a person that has 30 years of experience doesn't automatically have your best interest in mind. Doesn't mean they're gonna come and show up and try their best to, make your business go to this next level. Yes, they might come
Stop taking it so literal.
But I'm telling you, as a person who operates businesses,
I wanted you to think like
but I'm not a person that's gonna think like I'm telling you, as a person who runs businesses, like, you gotta understand, it's different between someone who wants you to just A plus
all right,
B
let's change this topic.
Change
whatever.
the
You'll
topic.
hire the black man. Okay, cool, fine, because he looks like you, right?
No, because I know for a fact that he'll show up and do the work. If I have someone who has 30-year experience and now he's trying to partner with me, I'm gonna ask, what the fuck does he want to partner with me for? I will ask him, what is he expecting?
Can we sing?
Why are we singing?
Let's sing.
Go ahead.
Come on, let's do it.
Sing. You know how to sing? Go for it.
Come on, play some songs. Let's do some karaoke.
I don't have no Wi-Fi in your home.
Come on. What's your favorite song?
I don't have a favorite song.
Let's do it.
I don't have a favorite song to duet to. I don't. What you want me to tell you?
Crickets.
I mean, listen, you talking about black business. I'm telling you straight up, like the.
All right, but we're getting too deep into it. Like, so I'm ready to move on with this conversation.
So what do you want to talk about?
You know, because like I don't see things as like, black and white. Like
because that's not your experience.
Right. No, but you don't understand. Like, you're talking through a perspective of like someone who's seen things as like racial, like you've experienced like being discriminated against. I get it. Like, I'm not saying I'm fully black. I'm from Africa. I'm Egyptian. It doesn't mean, like, I just don't like the way this world works, and I feel like no matter what we talk about, it's not going to change anything. So I don't like to get I can get deep into it, but what's the point? What is that going to change? Absolutely nothing. Like, you want to talk about human rights? You want to really talk about, like,
why Egypt try to stop the water from going down to Ethiopia and shit? Oh, am I not allowed to talk about that?
How about you want to really talk about worldly things? Why do people care more about Russia attacking Ukraine? Okay. And nobody cares when the Arabs are getting killed and beheaded in all these Middle Eastern countries. Nobody talks about that, right? You probably don't even know what I'm talking about. Nobody cares, right? But the second Russian decided to attack the UK, every single person in America is talking about it. Why?
Because they're westernized powers. And they're white people. That's really what it is. And the people who own the platforms, guess what? They don't look like you and I. So guess what happens? You get to feel like how a lot of people tend to feel all the time.
Right, okay. So we can both agree that this world is never going to be like...
It's never going to be rainbows and fairy tales.
Never going to be world peace, right? There's always going to be war. There's always going to be discrimination. There's always going to be segregation because due to skin color, right? Due to different race, different religion, different nationalities, different this and that. Nobody has this, not everybody, not nobody, not every single human being has the mindset of seeing, when I look at a person, I don't look at, is this person black, white, Mexican, Colombian, Spanish, Latino, Italian, what's that person's race before I talk to that person, before I make business with this person, right? Nobody does that.
Nobody, right? Or you?
I'm saying me, right? I'm sorry, maybe I'm...
Yeah. No, you good. You in a safe space, man. Y'all tuned into Talking Cheap Podcast, the world's realest podcast. I try to tell y'all, man, it's different. It's a different vibe. I'm trying to tell you, but it's a vibe every time.
What I'm trying to say is it?
This is expensive equipment. No dribble on the equipment.
My point here, right? I wish we can do something, right? Like, we want to act like these activists. All right, besides talking about all these different, things that are going on in the world and things that we cannot change, what can we talk about to change the world? To have people look at one another as humans and not just another race or another skin color or another nationality or another religion. Well, what can we do? Nothing.
I mean,
honestly, nothing.
Personally, you gotta find a common ground, and you gotta find a way to unite people.
The common ground is that we're all human. That's all that it should be. It does not matter.
But that's not the reality of what it means.
Unfortunately, but that's what I'm saying. What is talking about this gonna do? Nothing. This has been going on for.
But does that make it acceptable? That's because like it's been happening. Like,
okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
all right.
It's like where we work at, right?
Okay.
It's been like that for a very long time.
Okay. That my point.
Does that make it acceptable?
No.
So am I supposed to sit here and be like, well, talking about it's not gonna do nothing?
What is talking about it gonna do?
Nothing.
Bring awareness that people already know about?
I get it, but sometimes the conversation needs to be had. This
conversation has been had for hundreds of thousands of years. What has been done? We're living in 2022. And the same thing has been going on.
Yeah.
And the same thing is going to continue to happen.
I mean.
So nothing we say or do, even as activists, is going to change the way people view other people.
I feel like you
regardless
have a very pessimistic view, and I understand
pessimistic?
Why. Yeah.
Oh.
Because life does that to people. I get it.
Unfortunately, it's very dark out here.
I could tell you wearing all black and everything.
Yeah. No, I'm actually.
Are you a little?
Are you
emo?
colorblind?
Are you a little emo?
Are you colorblind?
Are you a little emo?
What are you wearing right now?
I'm wearing lime green Immaculate hoodie.
It's not lime green to me.
Green. It's olive.
Olive. There you go.
Olive green Immaculate hoodie with the gold embroidery.
All right, whatever. Let's not get into that.
With the gold hat.
Okay, we're done.
You like the vibes.
We're
it's
done.
Okay. I like them too.
I just like my glass of wine.
I'm about to take your cup.
That's my. You're not taking my cup.
Okay.
You're about to finish your vodka.
That shit is trash. That shit is horrible. But like I said, I think at the end of the day, people are gonna fight the way they feel that they can fight. People are gonna make the changes that they feel they make change. Like one thing that's kind of funny to me is like people love to tell me every day, oh, it's small battles, it's small wins, it's small chipping at things. Don't worry, it's not gonna be something that happens overnight. And I'm like, that's dope that you say that.
But unfortunately, you're part of the problem, Cletus.
How am I a part of the problem?
Because when I gave you that example of who you would hire, black or white, you straight went to white, no matter how much experience the white. You went to black, no matter how much the experience.
But this is my thing. I'm not knocking his experience, and I'm not knocking what he can bring to my business.
You did though. You flickered that shit on the side like it meant nothing.
I'm not saying it doesn't mean anything, but
you're quick to pick the person who looks like you.
Well, what I'm
who
saying,
has your skin color?
I'm saying I'm giving somebody an opportunity that needs an opportunity versus somebody who's had done it for 30 years and is now in a position that, excuse me, after 30 years should be able to create something for himself. I would hope.
But if we're talking about your business, you shouldn't care who needs the opportunity,
business
right?
Is not as stagnant.
Your opportunity, your business would go downhill.
But listen, business is not as people like to make business seem as like a 1 + 1 = 2, and it's not that. There's so many different factors that play into a business and hiring personnel and hiring people. That's why a lot of small businesses tend to kind of stay small, because to bring people into your operation, especially an operation that's not as black and white as somebody who's been doing it for a long time and standardize it, is very difficult to do. So all I'm saying, don't pause my shit, please. All I'm saying is, respectfully, don't touch my shit.
You really have to.